everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compounds Monday Night Fireside Chat. Tonight's topic, are you done canning? And with me I have the absolutely fabulous, amazing author, Tammy of Rebel Canners.
Hey, everybody.
All right, let's see how many people are coming in. Okay, we only have a couple in there now. Probably I'll get a few more coming in here in a minute. But, so you got 2 books out now.
Yes, and the third one comes out this week. I just have to, I'm waiting for my cover artist to send me the cover page, and then I'm done.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for more people to come in, I want to talk about books. I've written now. I got 6 written, done, ready to go, and I'm working on 4 others.
Ooh, nice.
When I get 10 of them done, I'm going to start. Then I will start firing them off on Amazon. Every other month.
Right.
And that way it gives me time to write some more while I'm firing it. Yeah. Because basically what it is, what I have is a multiple storyline saga.
Ah, okay.
So the one is called Against the Wind, and it's the main character of the whole thing, and his people, and the other one's called The Scout and the Ninja, which is another group in the same disaster scenario. Then there's the family compound, also in the same scenario. Then there is Whiplash and Paladin, and so I got all these stories, and the characters will, after they go along, bump into each other as they travel across the United States.
Oh, nice.
So
that'll be fun. I'll look forward to reading that. I like reading all sorts of stuff. I mostly do nonfiction these days, but sometimes you just need a really good fiction to curl up with and drink hot cocoa in the winter.
I sent draft copies, when I was still doing editing, to a couple friends of mine, and one of them cussed me out. He goes, "Damn it, you made me cry. It's not supposed to have a romance in an action-adventure novel."
Oh, come on now. There's a lot of, even the Westerns had romances in their action adventures.
Yeah. Yeah. The one starts off with a bit of unrequited love. Oh. That's The Scout and the Ninja. Mm-hmm. But that's how many we got in here now. Okay, we got 8 watching. Hey, everybody. Let me shift over to the comments so I can see comments and say hi to those that are in here. First one in here was my friend Walt Rogers, who is a sheriff. Then David Lynn, the prepper principal. Alicia's in the house now. And CR's in the house. And there's the ones talking, and so there's a bunch of others lurking. Lurking is fine. Would be nice if you just say, "Hey, I'm going to lurk," like Walt did.
Yep.
All right.
We all have to do that sometimes, Yeah.
Yeah. So tonight, this is my one and only slide. Oh, because I don't know. I don't want to throw a bunch of stuff out there. I want to talk with everybody in the side chat and those on the panel here, and hopefully get some others coming in here. Courtney and a few others that do canning, and anyone in the side chat who is a canner. Here is the link if you want to come up here and talk about canning. I saw that hand waving by there. As Bob would say, that hand would fit nice in a canning jar.
I mean, a canning jar. Not quite.
That's a regular lid?
That's a regular lid.
Wide mouth.
That's why I switched to a wide mouth. They're easier to clean.
Yeah. Now, back in the day, about 50 years ago, we used to have gallon jars that had a lid that was bigger than the wide mouth lid.
Yes. Just a second. I'll go get one.
Cool. Because that was so cool. Hey, Vitra, how's it going? And my grandmother used to water bath can the gallon jars with that bigger lid. And resetting my camera. That was a hard freeze. I'm going to spend some good money and get a really good desktop. Anyways, my grandmother used to, back in the 60s, can blackberry jam by the gallon or gallons. And so I mean, she used that, and I have not been able to see, since I became an adult interested in canning, I've not been able to find those large jars anywhere. All the jars I can find have the wide mouth lids on it. They don't have the big lids. Yeah, those. And because my grandmother used to can blackberry jam in it. And she did applesauce in it as well.
These are 110 millimeter lids. They're 85 cents a piece. The jars are $5 a piece. Amish hardware store.
Well, the only Amish hardware store here in Idaho, in the entire state, is 2 hours and 45 minutes one way, northwest by north. So
that's all right.
Unless we were going to, because that would be a day trip going up there, and unless there was something else we wanted to see up there, it's not worth it.
These are the one-piece lids, and you can can in them.
You can?
If you had something, yeah, they're commercial canning. If
right.
You had something you could boil them in.
Yeah. Well, my grandmother had this huge monster, the granite style water bath things for it, and then my mom bought one when we moved away from her, and my mom used to can the half-gallon jars with pears in it. But and the thing is, my mom, we didn't have any pear trees at the time, but we knew that the church had farms down there in Southern California, and we'd go out there and you work out there, and then at the end of the day, you can get a couple flats, big flats, and take them home as well. And so we went out there for several weekends, and it was just, lots and lots of pears.
People around here don't know what to do with pears. I mean, they have pear trees because they were planted years ago. And I just let people know that I'm willing to pick up the fruit off the ground and clean up their tree for them. And I have no problem finding pears every year.
Yeah, because, I don't know, I'm trying to remember how many. There were something like 10 cases of half-gallon jars. Not 4 like they sell them now, but 6 in a case. Yeah. That was full of pears that she did in 1972.
A very good year for pears.
Yeah, well, I'm calculating because it was the year after the Sylmar earthquake, which was in 71, and in 73 we moved to Fredonia, Arizona. And we took all those pears with us. And then in 75, we moved to Northern Cal, back.
Oh, any pros.
Back to the house where my grandmother stayed at in Northern California, because it was still in my parents' name. And we moved back there, and the pears lasted another 7 years there. We'd pull one out, crack it open and stuff. Of course, it kind of started disappearing after my after my brother started having a bunch of boys. When those boys hit 5 and 6, it's like, Grandma's house, pears! Kaylin, you can chat, but you can ask questions. You're qualified to ask questions because you never can tell when you're going to be able to do canning.
It doesn't take a lot of special equipment to do water bath canning.
Yeah.
Anybody can make jam or jelly at home.
You don't even need a actual water bath canner. You just need a big pot that'll fit it in, and you can buy you don't even need to buy the cage to come in and out with the rack. You can just get a trivet to go in the bottom and just get the tongs and lift them in and out with the tongs.
Mm-hmm.
And those are available on Amazon. And you get the kit, has the tongs, has the spatula, has the air bubbler on it, and the funnel.
Yep.
But and everyone, please forgive me if I space out here. I went to bed last night thinking, okay, got the concrete coming at 5 o'clock. I got to get up at 4. I timed it so I'll get about 7.5 hours sleep. About 12:30 I woke up, went back to bed. 1:30 I woke up, went back to sleep. About 2:15 I woke up hard. I wasn't going back to sleep after that one. And so I did after the concrete was all done, I did get a hour nap, but I'm still
too much excitement.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, it was also a lot of before concrete pour, I get stressful, especially if it's on my place. I was just stressed out. Okay, is everything going to go right? Yeah, everything. But and then I wake up and I started running live. Started at 5, and okay, where are they? Where are they? Talking about everything. Okay, I'm killing it. They're not here. About an hour after I killed it, I started getting. I got a text from them saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't send the message last night. The batch plant pushed us off until 10:30."
Oh.
So what I did, I had set up all the.
Yeah.
I put basically 4 ladders set up out there, and a bunch of the 4-foot LED shop lights. And a bunch of other, spot floodlights around stuff, so that area was totally illuminated, so they could see very well to pour. And then he says, "Okay, it's 10:30." Then about an hour after he sent them, he goes, "They just called me. It's going to be 9:45. Trucks are going to arrive at 9:45. We're on our way." And in between, I had taken down all the ladders because it's daylight, it's bright out, so I'd taken everything down, put it away. Their guys start showing up. And when I'm helping the one guy, we're getting stuff done and everything else. And 9:45 rolls around. 10 o'clock rolls around. 10:10, all their guys show up. 10:30, the truck shows up. Actually, 10:33.
They're just on their own time zone.
Yeah, and so it shows up at 10:30 Mountain Time. And at 1:30, they were leaving. They were gone. And so it was, that was 26 yards of concrete put down. And it went fairly fast putting it down. And because it was warmer, it started setting up quicker. There was no standing around picking our noses going, okay, was it going to set up enough to
scree?
Well, no, you screed at the beginning, but to putting put in what's called walking boards out there, where they go out there and on their knees and they start working it by hand out there. But it's like it was about 15 minutes. They were looking at, they were kind of looking at, and they were, when the one guy was going over touching, he goes, "Dang, this is setting up." And they got out there and they did it and all stuff. But the good thing about that is now I have this big concrete thing out here, pad out here, driveway and stuff. But along the one side, I can move my raised, my IBC tote planter beds. I can put them out here where I can, where I can see them. And I'm going to get in a bunch more. And I'm going to have a bigger garden. So I'm going to have more food to can. And I'm going to have the other garden I put in back by the new patio back there. My wife said, "You got too much grass," so I raised it up, leveled it a little, and brought in all this good topsoil out of the farmlands. And so we'll be doing gardening there. Hey, it's the Jewish Redneck Pepper. Shalom, my friend. And anybody else sneak in here? No. And so next year I'm going to be doing a lot of canning.
I got a lot of stuff left to do. I got 2 bushels of peaches coming next week. I still have to do a batch of cowboy candy. And somebody asked for more pickled beets. So those are the 3 requests I have right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, my wife, when she was here for the several weeks that she was here the last time, our one son that she has do the watering and stuff, took her a little seriously. She said, "Don't worry too much about the stuff that's in the ground." So he didn't water anything that was in the ground.
Oh no.
So she lost a couple of zucchinis and a couple other ones, that she's already replanting new ones, and she's hoping she gets stuff before it gets cold there in the San Francisco Bay Area. Mm. So she should be able to have a full crop on that. But she also started planting a bunch of beets. Mm. Because it's like, oh, okay, this should go. They should go longer, and even after it starts getting cold for the zucchini and stuff, the beets will still be growing. Yeah. So she actually bought, when she was here the last time, she went to the farmer's market and she bought some beets. And so she's been experimenting with beets, cooking them to a flavor that she likes.
Yeah. The little guy I've made the last batch of pickled beets for is 9. And he had got some he bought. He thought, "Oh, this is great. I want some more." So I made him a whole bunch of them, sent them home with him. I forgot to tell him you don't eat them for 4 weeks after they're made. He's like, "Oh, those were really strong." I said, "You're not supposed to eat them yet. You have to wait 4 to 6 weeks. You got another month before they'll be good." He's like, "Oh, okay," because I was worried those weren't very good. No, you got to wait. You can't just eat them. It takes time.
Yeah, some things when you can, it need to continue a process.
It has to mellow.
Yeah.
Those beets will be really good about Christmas.
Yeah. That's sort of like Tabasco sauce. Do you know how they make Tabasco sauce?
Yes.
In the big wooden vats, and they let it sit out there for years.
25 years before they even think about touching it, and some of the best is sat for 50, and that's Tabasco sauce brand. Tabasco.
Yes.
And they seal it. They seal it in wood casks, just like wine.
Yep.
And they don't touch it.
And I saw a short video. Here's all these casks, and just barrels upon barrels upon barrels of them out there. Mm-hmm. And if I remember right, they also, before they seal it, they put a layer of salt on top of it.
I don't know. I didn't hear that part, but could be.
And then they seal it, and then I don't remember, was that the that may have been the pickles.
Okay, because I didn't hear that about the.
Yeah, there was one of them that they put it in the wooden barrels as well, mm-hmm. And they're showing taking one of those grain scoopers for feeding animals and stuff, and it's just sprinkling salt on it, putting the lid on it, and when they popped it off, it had to be the pickle somewhere because everything had gone to the bottom, and they drained the liquid off.
Any pros.
Any type thing like that. And that's in wood. Can you imagine if someone had not been doing that and tried to do that, started up today, what the FDA would be saying? You can't do that.
Yeah.
So, to me, and the main, I don't know if I mentioned it since we started here, but I know we talked about it beforehand. The main reason this topic came up was because of Tammy's Facebook page, Rebel Canners on Facebook, and right now it's going. The posts are going hog wild right now.
Oh yeah.
But they only slow down a little bit for the wintertime.
Yeah, because a lot of my canning, I wait and do it in the winter. So I freeze a lot of my fruit, and I make my jams and jellies in the winter when I want to heat my house up. I can meat in the winter when I want to heat my house up. I find stuff on sale. I start cleaning out my freezer and getting everything canned. Canning I do year round. I buy turkeys to can at Thanksgiving and Christmas. I buy hams at Easter because they're cheaper then. Hi, Duncan 1900. I'm canning year round. I can butter because it's cheaper to buy it. At Easter is the last time it's cheap. And you don't get cheap butter again until November.
Yeah.
So, I buy when the prices are low, and I can it. That's better.
Hey,
better than
account. So we got Brendan 1900, Duncan 1900 in here, and Prepper Book Club just came in. And that's one of the things I noticed with the posts on Rebel Canners there on Facebook. They'll start posting, I just picked up, 20 pounds of chicken for a ridiculously low price. And so I'm canning chicken this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Or pork, and then someone got a bunch of pork chops ridiculously low, or boneless pork chops, and ran it through the grinder thing, the grinder and stuff, and made sausage patties and canned sausage patties. I mean,
meatballs. I love canned meatballs because, you want something quick and fast? Well, let's just have a meatball sandwich. You heat it up, you pour it on there, you melt the cheese. You got a quick lunch or dinner.
Now, this is something I just thought about because last week when I was at Sam's Club, they had the Jimmy Dean fully cooked sausage patties on sale. And I got a couple boxes of them. And I was thinking, these are about the size of the half-pint jars. I could load them up in the half-pint jars and pour some broth or whatever in on top of them and can them.
Mm-hmm. If you are making them, you take your canning ring, and this isn't a canning ring, but it's a Parmesan cheese lid, and it fits on them. I use this for spice jars. But you use that to cut your patties. You cut them a little bit bigger than that, or that size, and then they'll fit in your jar. Yeah,
because when you cook them, they'll shrink down.
Yes. So if you can make them a little bit bigger, that's great. Otherwise, if they're already pre-done, you cut them that size, and then you can write down.
Yeah. And that's something I mentioned to my wife, and she goes, well, we'll have to try that one of these times I'm up there, and that is to do canned meatloaf.
Yes. Wide mouth jars are really important with canned meatloaf.
Yeah, and I'm thinking wide mouth jars that are tapered, because we got a bunch of those ones that are, the smaller ones that are tapered.
Yeah. You don't want the ones with the shoulders.
Right. Because that way you take it and it'll just plop right out. A biscuit cutter is perfect size for cutting sausage to fit in jars. Let me put that, okay.
It's a good tip.
And Kaylin said a recent vid on Linda's prepping kitchen. She canned store-bought cooked sausage links. That's something else I was thinking about too. Is every now and then Albertsons, Safeways, Lucky's, all the grocery stores will have the fully cooked sausage links at the 10 for 10. 10 boxes.
As long as they're the ones that don't have the skins, you can just pack them right in there. If they're the kind that are like the expensive ones that have like the skin casing, you have to put a hole in that skin casing.
Okay. Yeah, these are the ones without the casing. They're frozen. They say just throw it in a skillet. Brown and serve. Brown and serve is the brand.
Oh, yeah. The problem with brown and serve is they've got a lot of fillers, so they're going to expand and they may break apart. You may wind up with sausage crumbles from those.
Hey, use it for making gravy.
You can, instead of flour, you can use the clear gel and make a gravy and put right over top of them. So
much stuff to learn about canning. I've spent the last count back 50 some odd years doing emergency preparedness, but never got into canning because that was my mom's thing and stuff, and I just didn't. Dummy.
That's why she did it. She was the original. All of our ancestors, that's what they did for emergency preparedness. They didn't have these companies to buy this stuff from. They had to do it themselves.
Kaylin said she canned uncooked sausage.
Yep, you can do that as long as if it's got the skin on it, you have to put holes in there. Hey, Gear. Yeah, Brenda, that's a lot of work to make room for 2 pigs.
Yeah. I'm the next time I make a trip back to California, my wife is not using the upright freezer there. She's using the the 2 chest freezers, and so I may be bringing the upright freezer back up here. And the upright freezers are a two-edged sword. Upright, you can see everything, but you open the door and all the cold comes out.
Plus, you can't fit as much in an upright as you can in the same size chest. I'm sorry,
you just can't. But the thing is that once that chest freezer is full, it's like, crap, what's in the bottom of this thing?
I know. You get to see it in the upright, but it's just, you need baskets and you need to keep it. I mean, my kids are always opening the door and then everything would fall out, and because they'd rearranged it on me, and you got to freeze everything exactly flat to make it fit in there on the shelves. And
that's one of the things that I bought a bunch of baskets, extra baskets for some of the chest freezers we have. And my wife says, that's great on the top, but we need something in the bottom. And we've some of those flat boxes from Sam's and Costco's that are, the shallow ones that are really heavy duty and have the handles on the, cut in the end. She's finding some of those work great and just to drop stuff in layers into the freezer.
And just sort like, okay, this box is pork, this box is beef, this box is chicken. It kind of helps keep stuff together.
All right, there's Janet, one of my members.
Hey, Janet.
And the thing, that's always been the problem. What's in the bottom? And what my wife and I have been talking about with the number of chest freezers we have. Once she moves up here and retires in 4 years, there'll be one for vegetables, one for beef, one for pork, one for miscellaneous, like tortillas, bread, grape juice, chicken, and stuff like that.
Turkey.
So we got. So I got 2 chest freezers here. She's got 2 there and an upright. So we got 5 freezers to work with. And then
that'll give you a lot. As long as you don't have a power outage, you'll be fine.
Yeah. And I got solar system I'll be setting up here this next spring, and I have a tri-fuel generator.
I bought a solar light. I am so excited. Runs on a solar panel, and it looks like an old. Oh, I'll show you. Just a minute.
Okay.
I'm very excited about I got it on clearance at Tractor Supply. It's amazing.
Cool. Yeah, there are some really cool. And I froze. There are some really cool LED solar lights that are coming out now. There are some for your in front of your garage or whatever. You want to light up the area. Like $150, and it's got like 10,000 lumens on it, and it just light up that area, and it totally off the grid for it. You just put it on the post, and it sun charges it in a couple hours, and it runs all night long. Cool. You're muted.
Oops. It comes with its own solar panel. It's 100 lumens, and it's going to be the center light in my ceiling in my living room in the cabin.
Cool.
So let me find a place to put that.
Yeah. Let me see if I'm going to bring something up here. Hunt here. So it's time for me to do my Amazon search here, folks. And so this over here. And I think okay, here we go. It came right up on my front page here. So keep shopping for. And some of the stuff I've been looking at here, some of these are expensive. Some of them are not. I think we go to this one here. I think this is one of the ones that was $65, 10,000 lumens, motion sensor, and a remote control.
Yeah, that's a street light.
Yeah, it's for like in front of the garage or whatever, or in front of the house if it gets on it, because it has you can put it wherever you want to put it, and it has timing on it. You can have it set for the percentage, how bright it is, either 25, 50, 75, or 100%, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and you have it on a timing thing, so it does different things. That's the remote on it. But that's what it looks like. So on the back of it is the solar panel, and the front of it's the light. So you just put it up, and you just make sure it's kind of aiming. The back of it's aiming kind of southerly to pick up the winter things. But yeah, and
the problem here, and you probably have the same problem, is that time they're telling you can cut it right in half because of the cold in the winter.
Yeah, in the winter, yeah. But the thing is, for me, if it's not a motion sensor, it ain't coming on unless somebody walks out there.
That's good. That's true.
So, I mean, that's the thing. That's the way I would like about it was a motion sensor. Of course, hopefully it'll turn on when the cats go by, or the dogs, or the mountain lion.
Or the mountain lion?
The mountain lion, yeah. Yeah, we had a mountain lion last Thursday on Gray Man Prepping when I was doing my midnight ride. Just a little bit after midnight my time, so about a little over 2 hours into the live stream, I heard some noise. And I thought it was some kids screaming or something out there. It was the rabbits being got.
Ouch.
Yeah, so my daughter lost 3 rabbits, and I found a piece of fur out there when I was walking around videoing it, and my son will say, "Yeah, that's the buck's tail." So.
Yeah.
But
well, we all have that when we go out there. Like we have, I've got a bear that has been hanging out by my cabin. So.
Well, okay.
But the good news is he appears to eat raccoons.
Don't get grossed out on this. Old school prepper, Martha, she's been saving urine, and she does her urine garden test. See which plants grow best with urine, and how much wood ash you got to add to it, and how much whatever to make it thing. Save your urine out there. Go out there and pour it around a perimeter.
He didn't care.
He didn't care.
He came right up by my privy and pooped. He didn't care.
He was saying, "No, this is my property."
He was thumbing his nose at me, and he pooped right in front of my car. So like right in the center of my hood, right in front of my car. Like, yeah, he thumbed his nose at me. That bear did. But that's all right. He appears to really like raccoons, or have scared them all away. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Hey Emma, how's it going? Hey Mary Beth Smith. Swaffer Homestead has come in. Who else snuck in here when I wasn't paying attention to the side chat?
Emma 3010.
Yeah, I said Emma. Emma came in, and Mary Beth and the Swaffer at Homestead.
Yeah, Emma, my son's been marking our territory out there along the driveway quite a bit. So, and he walked right past it.
Yeah. Well, the next thing is I
don't mind him. I don't care that he's there.
Yeah.
He's fine. I have a bunch of woods across the way. Right now, I don't have the bees, so if he's going to be there, it should be right now while my bees are out visiting somebody else. So,
yeah,
we're fine.
One of the high-powered air rifles that will just sting him but not injure him.
He's not going to bother me. I don't bother him. He doesn't bother me. I hike with the bears in the Appalachian Trail. I'm not worried about him bothering me at all. And I have
California bears that like to eat people.
Yeah, he's not that kind. He hit the tree when he saw me, and then I didn't realize what it was. Like, my brain didn't register what it was right away. I thought it was one of the raccoons, and then I turned around. And I'm like, wait, that branch was moving way. It's this big around. A raccoon's not moving a branch 2 feet up and down that's that big around. I turned around. He'd already got down, hightailed it out of there. He just was passing through, and he'll pass through again. But I bought the property I have because it's so surrounded by wilderness. I don't care that they're there.
Okay. And if worse comes to worse and you can't get any other food, you can have bear meat.
I actually like bear, but it's really greasy. So it's not my
it's
not
very
my favorite.
greasy. Yeah,
the thing about bear, to make it safe to eat, you actually have to pressure can it or pressure cook it.
Yeah.
So actually, they carry a lot of diseases and parasites, and the best way to prepare it to eat it is actually to pressure cook it. So.
Yeah. My grandmother grew up in the Panhandle of Idaho. She was born in 1899. Mm-hmm. They did a lot of stuff with the Indian tribes up there, and they actually make bear jerky. Mm-hmm. Smoke it, but it's out there and it's totally, it's anything parasite in there is cooked and dead.
Yeah.
Or just dried out till it's dead.
Yeah.
Hey, where to begin?
And the fat of the bear is actually the best liniment you can get for achy joints. It's better than any store-bought stuff.
Yeah. And bear fat. Huga, it's CB and CR beat me to it. Mm-hmm. And so my grandma was saying that the bear fat, they would process it and use it for lamp oil.
Yeah, but it's very medicinal for arthritis and stuff. To if you rub it, it's better than any of those products you'll buy in the store.
Yeah. Yeah, and my grandmother lived to be, all right, she died in 88, the year before. No, she died. Yeah, she died in the spring of 88 before I got married. because my wife met her. And so that was, she was almost 89 years old. Her mother lived to be 96.
Nice.
Granny smoked a little bit. My grandmother smoked like a freight train. But what got my grandmother was modern fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Her immune system stuff, she started getting lazy and buying, instead of cooking like she used to. And then her health started going down, a couple of years after she started, doing the fast box food stuff and everything else.
Yeah, I'm going on this trip this week, and we've already planned to take our own food for most of it.
Yeah. So we got Gear and Kaylin Strain are both members in here that got memberships from Joe at Garden State Gardener. He gifted 5 people membership on my live stream last week.
Nice.
So that was cool.
I love Joe.
For my members out there, I got from the concrete pour here. I got a bunch of video I shot with my phone and stuff. That's going to be members only. And then I went out and made another video before this live. That's going to be members only. And I'm going to throw it up here. Here it is. 99 cents a month. Members. And hopefully, when my wife gets up here, I can convince her to do a live stream for members only.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, if this time when she's up here, hopefully I can convince her to do a live stream for the members, and then you get to meet and talk to the staff sergeant.
Nice.
So Kaylin's double dipping. She's on her tablet with me and on her phone in Joe's.
I was doing that earlier, but I can't pay attention, so I had to get off.
Yeah. I mean, even with my setup here with 2 computers and 3 screens, it gets hard trying to follow multiple live streams. But I can't, so people that if you think your canning's done once your garden's done,
Nope.
keep on canning.
I like to can in the winter because it's a 2-for-1 for me. In the summer, it's so hot, I can't stand to can indoors. But when I can in the winter, I'm heating my house. So,
yeah,
I might as well use the heat when I need the heat.
That's one of the things my wife and I are talking about. This is an all-electric house. We don't want to be cooking too much. I mean, right now most of my cooking is on an induction hot plate. Mm-hmm. So it draws a lot less than the big stove does, even for one pan. And but the natural gas goes right down the street. And I was talking to the guy who was out. He was doing his annual check to see if there's any leaks. And he goes, "Yeah, they can fire it right in there. They can put the meter in there. You don't have to go any farther. You can have the meter right there. And then when you're ready, you get a contractor come in to run gas lines to your stove and your water heater and your furnace if you want to put the furnace on it." And so that's what we're kind of kicking that idea around. Or she's also kicking the idea around of getting one of the big 1,000-gallon propane tanks and putting it out on the other side of the shop and running line to the house. But she does not. She sees the electrical bill. And when she was up here the last time, she came up and she was here for 2 weeks of the bill period. She goes, "Why did it go up?" I said, "You were here." And she went and checked it back today. She goes, "Oh, yeah, I was here for 2 weeks on this bill." And it went up. And she goes, "Yeah, because, you're taking extra showers, doing extra laundry. You're cooking more on the big stove instead of the induction."
Yep.
And so, and that's one of the things what I want to do is, she did some cooking out on the 2-burner Camp Chef propane stove. the big she did the big chuck roast in it, pressure canned it.
Ooh, yes.
Or not canned, pressure cooked it. And then we chopped it up, froze it and stuff because that was the experiment to see if it'll hold pressure, and it did. You figure, okay, even if it doesn't hold pressure, she can still keep on cooking in it, and it'll be fine. But it held pressure, worked just fine. So what I'm thinking about possibly doing is bringing that indoors this winter, and possibly doing some canning to help heat the house and use less firewood.
Puga Homestead canning only stops when the jars are in short supply. As soon as I get a load of jars, I'm thinking, what can I fill them with? Because it costs me the same amount of storage space to store empty jars as it does full ones. So as soon as I know I've got enough to do a canner load, I'm looking to see what I have in my freezer around here that needs to be put up.
Yes, the difference between a propane stove and a natural gas stove, especially with the older models, is the jet. And with some of the older models, and I did this with one that was from my mom's apartment, I just for the burners, I just had to turn on the jet and crimp it down. So I adjusted it down I kept testing it until it got down to the right, so the flame worked right, the nice blue flame. However, if I want to go back to natural gas on it, I got to buy replacement nozzles for the jets.
Some stoves actually make it so you just flip that. So one way it's propane, the other way it's natural gas. A lot of the older high-end stoves, you just have to flip that.
Well, this was a cheap one from Home Depot. It was the cheapest 4-burner natural gas stove that was there, and it was I don't want a big one, so it's a little 4-burner one, and that's what we got for the apartment out back there in California. Oh, score. And that's something I've been seeing over on your Facebook page. That all the people are getting scores of jars around, and it's just like
Right now is the time because people are like, "Yep, I'm not canning anymore. I didn't do a garden this year. I'm not doing it anymore." Right now is when people are getting rid of them or begging for them. There's no in between.
Yeah, and I've had my wife looking in California there for people that who panicked back in 2020 and bought up all the American canners. To say, all right, who's going to be getting rid of their American canner?
Yeah, put me on that list. If somebody has one they want to get rid of, put me on the list of people who are in line to buy it.
Hey, Shady Hill Homestead. Yeah, I mean, it's like
Ooh,
I have sitting on my thing here, canning. There it is. This is my wish list off of Amazon. So this is my canning list. I got one for candle making, books, all this fun stuff. We use these wooden paddles at Scout Camp. Oh, they are fabulous.
Apple butter.
I got the 3-piece one here ready, so when I need to get it for the Presto one I have.
Those 3-piece are nice.
Yeah, but down here it is. Oh, it's down to $6.49 from $8.99. That's the 21 and a half quart pressure canner. So when that gets
coming out with All American is going to come out with something new they've never done before in their canner line. I don't know if I can talk about it yet.
Okay.
But you might want to hold off and not get that one. They got something fancier coming out.
Right. In December 2019, when I added this, this one I added in June. There's another one I have in here because there were two different prices for the same thing, depending on who was selling it. The other one was $2.85 for the 41 quart.
Mhm.
I almost bought it before Christmas. I should have.
Yeah. Yep.
Because soon as the Red Dragon showed up, about February, they went ballistic like a Saturn V rocket engine.
If you could find one, just
Yeah.
finding one was hard. Are those the pint and a half jars? Those are my favorite size. Those are perfect for meatloaf.
The 24 ounce.
Yep, wide mouth pint and a half. Those are my
Yeah.
absolute favorite jars. When you can get them, because if there's two people, it's perfect size. A pint isn't big enough, and a quart is too big. Pint and a half is just like perfect for a two-family home.
Okay. Oh, this one just dropped. It's now down to 19 for 6 jars. That's the real fancy jars. Yeah.
With a little basket pattern.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Do I have the other one down here? The baskets for the other pots we have. I froze. We have some other big pots that I have this in here in case we have to use other pots for water bathing. Okay, now this one's out of stock. This is the one that was cheaper. And so there's several.
Where to begin has the question. I have to ask her though, if you do not have to add more water to things, you just have to have your I can't think of it. The round thing you put in the bottom.
Trivet.
Flip it up off the bottom of the
Trivet.
canner. Trivet, thank you. And then you have to have something in between them. So that's it. You do not have to put any more water in.
Yeah.
You want the air. You want the room for the steam.
Yeah, and somebody made the mistake, and they posted the video. I mean, they posted the pictures. They filled the water up like they were water bathing in a pressure canner, and they siphoned all, and everyone said, no, you only go about a third of the way up the jar, and that's it.
In the Presto, you go this high.
Yeah.
All American, it's a little bit more water, but it usually winds up being about 3 quarts of water, give or take, depending on your model and size.
Yeah, because you don't lose that much water coming out of steam.
No. And you want the steam to be going around your jars and getting up in the jars themselves.
Yeah. Now, speaking of can, that other gallon jar you showed with that was a regular screw top, right? That wasn't a lug and that wasn't a lug lid, was it? It has threads all the way around, or is it a lug lid?
No, but it's got threads all the way around.
Okay. I found, and I got it saved somewhere on one of my 2 computers here, a commercial seller that sells brand new lug lids and has all of the different sizes. So like
these are for the gallons, it's a 110.
Yeah. And so they're saying that these are the brand new ones in here, and they actually said we do not recommend pressure canning these.
Mm-hmm.
These are designed for steam canning, which is they do in the industrial. They shoot the steam on it, does the flash steaming.
You can buy a steam canner though. Steam canners are available.
Yeah.
What the steam canner actually looks like you took your water bath canner and turned it upside down. You have a 4-inch, 3 to 4 inch pan with a giant cone lid, like over top of it. And you actually just steam, and the same time for water bath is the time you use for a steam canner.
Yeah. So it basically sort of looks like the old-fashioned roasting pans. We had the narrow pan on the bottom and the big one on top.
Big, tall lid on top.
Yeah. Oh, making lemons from lemonade. Making lemonade from lemon. Got that backwards. I'm tired. Salsa, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that my wife is looking forward to when she comes up here. But she doesn't want to come up here until the house across the street is paid for, which should be next year.
Oh, nice.
I think. Or the year after that. And this one is paid way down. And actually she should next year, early 23, the house in California, she got a HELOC loan on it to do the 50-year roof on it.
Mm-hmm.
That guaranteed not to leak for 50 years.
Okay.
And once that's done, once that's paid off, she's putting the extra money she's been paying on the HELOC on the house across the street. Once it's done, all the combination of those two go on this house, and so she wants to get this one down to something really manageable, and then once she comes up here, if she's going to be working from up here for a while, and she really likes it. And thing is, here's the ace I have up my sleeve. She doesn't want to sell the California house just yet.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to sell it out from underneath the boys. Matthew, the youngest one, wants to come up here. He's been having me stockpile ammunition up here for him. He's been having me stockpile rifles up here for him.
There you go.
And he wants to come up here and build his own house up here. That was before we bought this one, which has 4 bedrooms in it. So, hey, we got a bedroom right over here for you, Matthew.
There you go.
But if he comes up here, Alex is not going to want to stay in California by himself.
No.
Yeah, he goes, I'll come up here and see. And then Alex will go over here and work at the Idaho Supreme mashed potato processing plant here that's a quarter mile away. It's closer to us than the Walmart he's working at right now.
Perfect.
So if both boys want to come up here, then she'll probably go, okay, we'll sell that house, and then she'll probably turn around. Being the smart accountant she is, she'll see some of the other houses here. All right, we've got this big chunk of money. We're going to buy this house for the boys, kick the boys out of here and put them over there in that house. So,
that works.
And, yeah.
Hi, Jay. Yes, canning is year-round for some of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're coming up on the thing. So was it Courtney goes live at what time tonight? I'm having brain fart here. In an hour?
Yes.
I think it's in an hour.
10. Yeah, 10 or 10:30. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 o'clock Eastern for
And then,
Why Family Farm with the Media Monday with starting off with Blue from the Lou with all the poop stories. So you want a good laugh. That's funny.
And then tomorrow night, I'll be at Courtney's house. So we are going live tomorrow night. I don't know the time yet, but I will be there pretty early. So, and I don't I go to bed pretty early. So it'll be earlier than you're used to. We'll be going live with Courtney.
Yeah, tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping is my Tactical Tuesday at 10 o'clock Eastern. So she'll go a little bit earlier than that. All right. So, but speaking of tomorrow night, let me pull up the list here. All right. So tomorrow night is on Gray Man Prepping. The topic is advice you should tell new preppers. And we're talking about several things you should tell new preppers. Then on Thursday night, starting at 11:55 Eastern, is the midnight ride, and that usually goes at least 2 hours. Sometimes we've gone 4 hours because no one wants to shut up, and we just keep on talking. And it's a real cool. I mean, sometimes the topic just isn't. Topic veers into something everybody wants to talk about, and it goes on and on and on, and it's really cool. Next week, here on Monday night, on Camppatton Family Compound, it's going to be a unique one. The topic is my birthday. I turn 65 next Monday, and I'm going to try to get Chris in here with me. It may be a short one. It may go long. I don't know. It's one of those ones that could go make a left turn on us and take a life of its own. So that's what's happening there. Then next Tuesday on Gray Man Prepping Tactical Tuesday is, you ready for this? Sheep pox, the deadliest condition.
Okay.
Let me put it this way: it only affects sheeple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, a little play on words there, but yeah. And so we're going to talk about that stuff there. Hey, Teresa, Stringfield Ridge Farm is in the house.
I will be going live a lot this week, randomly, so just kind of watch out. I'm going to be recording, but I'm also going to be doing some lives from the Food Security Summit. So if you're interested in food security, food preparedness, and then I'm also going to be doing tours of some factories and plants. I'll be looking at Superb Foods, Walnut Creek Foods, Berlin Seeds are the three. There's 4 tours. That's 3 of the 4 tours I'm going on this week with Courtney. So
cool. If I had
random pop up.
If I could afford it, I would have wanted to come back there. But my daughter's supposed to be going into for surgery on the 27th on her knee. So that's why.
Yeah.
That's why my wife is coming up here, because we're going to have most of the grandkids over here.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
She'll have fun. Oh, she'll be so excited.
Well, thing is, she's an accountant, property management accountant.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 30th is the end of 2022.
Yep.
And on October 1st is 2023 budget. And she,
yes.
she's got everything done. She's waiting on property managers, as she says it, to get off their lazy butts and do their jobs.
That was always my favorite time of year, when it rolled over and then I could spend money again.
Yeah. But the thing is, trying to get them to do it so she can sit there and do, say, all right, this is what we're doing, and she can put it all into the budget, send it back to them for approval, so they can send it back to her, so she can hand it to her boss to give to the clients. And these are big clients. But she has on the one site there are 20 contracts up there, 20 budgets she has to do for. I mean, that's in Seattle.
Oh, nice.
So, has Night Sentry duty watch up at that mountain line too. Actually, it was funny this morning when I got up early. When I woke up early and went out there and started doing stuff, I started setting up all the work lights and stuff. I had my single action pew pew in my belt, and I had my tactical 12 gauge sitting over nearby. I could get to it quickly because several people have said they've seen the mountain lion around here at night. 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning.
They're mostly nocturnal. I mean, they do their traveling when it's cool, especially in the summer. When it's cool, they're going to be doing their traveling.
Yeah.
And, they're looking for prey that's...
All right, Jay, you're going to see the video later if I get edited tonight, or you'll see it tomorrow. The concrete out there, I can already walk across it. I didn't do it. I just put my foot out there, put all my weight on it, and it left no mark on the concrete. So I am not worried about the cat putting cat prints in there.
So you didn't let the boys put their hands in it before you let it?
Last week.
Okay.
Last week's pour, the first pour, they did their handprints.
All right.
Because if this had been done at 5 o'clock in the morning, like it would have before the boys that went to school, I would have had them over there doing their feet this time. Hands on one side of the line, feet on the other side. But they were 2 of them were in school. Actually, no, 3 of them were in school when the concrete was at that time where they could have done it. So and that time box frame was 20 minutes and it was gone.
My dad did construction. He was a concrete man. Most people, chase ambulances. My dad used to chase cement trucks in his old age. He was like, "Oh, I wonder where they're pouring. Let me go see." I'm like, Dad, we don't have time.
Yeah. Hey, Tibor, how's it going? Yeah. So, yeah, I think we covered a good. That canning does not stop at the end of your vegetable garden. And seriously, everyone, if you are going to Sam's Club, Home Depot, not Home Depot, sorry, Sam's Club, Costco. Here out west we have Winco. I'm not sure what Fred Meyer back east there.
We have regular Myers.
Yeah. So when you have when they have sales on the meat, buy it and can it. And we talked about meatloaf, making sausage. You can make beef sausage. You can buy the pork. If you get the pork chops, grind it up and make pork sausage. Meatloaf, pork sausage, taco meat. Do taco meat.
Yes.
Taco meat.
I used taco meat for chili this week and had a taco chili. It was pretty good.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things. We make taco meat a lot, and then we decide what we're going to use it with. Okay, are we going to actually do tacos? Are we going to do quesadillas? Are we going to add this hamburger helper to it? Are we going to add that hamburger helper? Froze. Are we going to add our own noodles and stuff and a little different seasoning to it? And yeah, there's a lot of cool things to do with it. I wish there was an Amish store closer than two. Was it 2.5 or was it 3.5 hours? I think it's actually 3.5 hours because it's like an 8-hour round trip and going to the store up there.
I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be in Amish country all week.
So. I'm so jealous.
Oh, I love it. I get to go. I'm going to go to Lehman's Hardware on Wednesday. And I got so much fun. Hopefully I'll find the part for my stove. Everybody cross their fingers. I find the part I need for my stove.
Wait. Let me do this right for you here. There we go. I got all the fingers crossed. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up here now. Thank you all for coming in and chatting in the side chat and offering stuff. Oh, Kaden says BJ's Home Club say. Oh, and there's that one, that restaurant one, that webstront, whatever you can get stuff at too. That you can get stuff online fairly cheap as well. So, all right, everyone, stay happy. Don't let life get you down. Stay safe. Don't go do anything foolish. Keep that into your preps: water, food, medicines, pressure canners, water bath canners, jars, lids. All right, see y'all around.